What if I told you that 4 simple promises could completely transform your life? Not in years, not in months, but starting right now. These aren't complicated strategies or expensive programs. They're 4 ancient agreements that have already changed millions of lives around the world. And today, we're diving deep into how you can make these promises to yourself and watch everything shift. Welcome to this life-changing journey. I'm here to walk you through the 4 promises to yourself, the simple rules that truly can fix everything. These aren't just feel-good concepts. They're practical, powerful tools that will revolutionize how you think, speak, and live every single day. By the end of this audiobook, you'll have a clear roadmap to personal freedom that you can start using immediately. Let me start with something that might surprise you. Right now, your life is being controlled by thousands of agreements you never consciously made. From the moment you were born, you've been collecting beliefs, rules, and judgments about yourself and the world. Most of these agreements are limiting you, holding you back, and creating unnecessary suffering in your life. Think about it. How many times do you criticize yourself in a single day? How often do you take someone else's bad mood personally? How frequently do you assume you know what others are thinking? How many times do you beat yourself up for not being perfect? These patterns aren't accidents. They're the result of old agreements that no longer serve you. But here's the incredible news. You have the power to break these old agreements and create new ones. The 4 promises aren't just suggestions. They're a complete system for personal transformation that has helped over 15 million people worldwide break free from self-limiting beliefs and step into their true power. These 4 agreements come from ancient Toltec wisdom, but they're more relevant today than ever before. In our world of constant comparison, social media pressure, and information overload, we need these tools more than ever. They're like a reset button for your entire mindset. So what are these 4 life-changing promises? First, be impeccable with your word. Second, don't take anything personally. Third, don't make assumptions. And fourth, always do your best. Simple, right? But don't let their simplicity fool you. Each of these agreements has the power to completely transform how you experience life. Let's dive into the first promise. Be impeccable with your word. This isn't just about telling the truth, though that's part of it. Being impeccable with your word means understanding that your words have incredible power. They can create or destroy, heal or hurt, inspire or discourage. When you speak, you're literally casting spells with your voice. Most people use their words carelessly. They gossip, complain, criticize themselves, and spread negativity without realizing the damage they're causing. But when you become impeccable with your word, everything changes. You start speaking with intention, integrity, and love. Here's how to master this first promise. Start by paying attention to how you talk to yourself. That inner voice in your head is constantly chattering, and most of the time, it's not very kind. Would you talk to your best friend the way you talk to yourself? Probably not. So why do you accept that treatment from yourself? Begin replacing self-criticism with self-compassion. Instead of saying, "I'm so stupid," try, "I'm learning and growing." Instead of saying, "I always mess up," try, "I'm human and I'm doing my best." This shift in internal dialogue will transform your self-confidence and energy levels almost immediately.
Next, become conscious of how you speak about others. Gossip might feel harmless, but it's actually poison for your soul. When you speak negatively about someone, you're not just hurting them, you're training your mind to focus on the negative, and that energy comes back to you multiplied. Make a commitment to only speak words that uplift, inspire, and heal. If you can't say something positive about someone, choose silence instead. This doesn't mean you become fake or avoid difficult conversations. It means you approach those conversations with love and the intention to help rather than harm. The second promise is equally powerful. Don't take anything personally. This might be the most challenging agreement to master, but it's also the most liberating. When you truly understand that nothing others do or say is about you, you become immune to unnecessary suffering. Think about the last time someone was rude to you, criticized you, or rejected you. How did it feel? Probably pretty awful. But here's what you need to understand. Their behavior had nothing to do with you and everything to do with what was going on in their own mind and heart. When someone is angry, they're expressing their own pain. When someone criticizes you, they're projecting their own insecurities. When someone rejects you, they're acting from their own fears and limitations. None of it is personal, even when it feels deeply personal. This doesn't mean you should accept abuse or mistreatment. It means you can respond from a place of strength and clarity rather than emotional reactivity. When you don't take things personally, you reclaim your power and peace of mind. The third promise is don't make assumptions. We're assumption-making machines. We assume we know what others are thinking, feeling, or planning. We assume we understand their motivations. We assume they should know what we need without us telling them. These assumptions create drama, misunderstandings, and unnecessary conflict. Most of our assumptions are wrong because they're based on our own experiences, fears, and projections rather than reality. When you assume your partner is angry because they're quiet, you might be completely wrong. Maybe they're just tired or thinking about something else entirely. The antidote to assumptions is communication. Ask questions. Express your needs clearly. Clarify what you heard. Don't be afraid to say, "I want to make sure I understand correctly," or "Can you help me understand what you meant by that?" This promise requires courage because it means being vulnerable and honest about what you don't know. It means admitting when you're confused or need clarification. But this vulnerability leads to deeper, more authentic relationships and far less drama in your life. Start practicing this today. When you catch yourself making an assumption about someone's behavior or intentions, stop and ask yourself, do I actually know this to be true, or am I guessing? Then, if it matters, find a way to get clarity through direct communication.
The fourth and final promise is always do your best. This doesn't mean being perfect or pushing yourself to exhaustion. It means giving your best effort given your current circumstances, energy level, and resources. Your best will change from day to day, moment to moment. Your best when you're well rested and healthy will be different from your best when you're sick or stressed. The key is to accept and honor whatever your best is in each moment without judgment. This promise frees you from perfectionism and self-criticism. When you know you've done your best, you can let go of the outcome and avoid regret. You can't control results, but you can control your effort and intention. Here's how to live this promise. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I do my best today? If the answer is yes, celebrate that. If the answer is no, don't judge yourself. Simply commit to doing better tomorrow. This practice builds self-trust and resilience over time. Now, let's talk about how to actually implement these 4 promises in your daily life. Knowledge without action is useless, so I want to give you practical strategies for making these agreements a living reality. Start with 1 promise at a time. Don't try to master all 4 simultaneously. That's a recipe for overwhelm and failure. Choose the one that resonates most strongly with you right now and focus on that for the next 30 days. Create daily reminders. Write your chosen promise on sticky notes and place them where you'll see them regularly. Set phone alarms with the promise as the message. Make it impossible to forget what you're working on. Practice self-forgiveness. You will break these agreements. You will slip back into old patterns. This is normal and expected. The key is to forgive yourself quickly and recommit to the promise. Each time you catch yourself and course correct, you're building new neural pathways and strengthening your commitment. Find an accountability partner. Share your commitment with someone you trust and ask them to gently remind you when you're not living up to your promise. Having external support makes a huge difference in creating lasting change. Track your progress. Keep a simple journal where you note your successes and challenges with your chosen promise. This helps you see patterns and celebrate your growth over time. The transformation that comes from living these 4 promises is profound. People report feeling lighter, more confident, and more at peace. Relationships improve dramatically. Stress levels decrease. Creativity and productivity increase. Life becomes more joyful and meaningful. But don't just take my word for it. These promises have been tested by millions of people over decades. They work because they address the root causes of human suffering, the lies we tell ourselves, the personal offense we take at others' actions, the assumptions we make, and the perfectionism that paralyzes us. When you live these 4 promises, you step into your authentic power. You become the author of your own life story instead of a victim of circumstances. You develop unshakable inner peace that doesn't depend on external conditions. Remember, this isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming free.
free from the mental prison of limiting beliefs, free from the emotional roller coaster of taking things personally, free from the drama of assumptions, free from the paralysis of perfectionism.
Choose one promise that spoke to you most strongly today. Write it down. Make it your focus for the next 30 days. Watch how this simple commitment begins to shift everything in your life. And remember, transformation is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate small wins. Trust the process. These 4 promises have the power to fix everything because they address the fundamental agreements that shape your reality. If you found this audiobook helpful and want more life-changing content like this, make sure to subscribe to EchoVerse Audiobooks on YouTube. We're constantly creating new motivational and inspirational content designed to help you live your best life. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest releases. Your journey to personal freedom starts now. Take that first step. Make that first promise. Your future self is waiting for you on the other side of this commitment. The life you've always dreamed of is possible, and it begins with these 4 simple but powerful agreements with yourself. The time for excuses is over. The time for transformation is now. Make these promises to yourself and watch as everything in your life begins to shift in the most beautiful and unexpected way.